This guy took an electric drill to install screws in his teeth.
Please don't drill your own mouth. Are you thinking about do-it-yourself braces? I'm gonna react to this trend. Time for some PFOing so you know where you're going. Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Ryan Packard in McKinney and Texas. If you happen to be near, come say hi. Maybe let's talk about teeth. Anyway, there has been a trend for some time for do-it-yourself braces. You're like, what? Well, there's the kind where it's like, you know, trays, plastic trays. People are doing plastic trays. That's through brands like Invisalign, Smile Direct Club, Bite, Candid, Sure Smile, bajillion different clear aligners that people are using, sometimes through their provider, sometimes just by themselves, to try and straighten their teeth. Some people are even using rubber bands to close spaces because, you know, some people want to close that space that bothers them. I haven't seen any videos yet of people actually trying to, you know, make brackets or put brackets on themselves yet. We'll see if we can find them. If I do, I'll react to that video. But I found a video from several years ago regarding the trend to try and close the space between your teeth with rubber bands. So let's see how this goes.
Says there's a new trend sweeping the country. People opting for the do-it-yourself option for braces. He says that can actually do a lot more harm than good.
Okay, yes, in theory, it can do a lot more harm than good if you're trying to, you know, move teeth by yourself with no professional supervision. So, excellent point, Mr. News Anchor Man.
We all want perfect teeth, right? There's Invisalign, retainers, and standard braces to create that picture-perfect smile.
Okay, I think a lot of us do want that picture-perfect smile. In fact, you know, just like other industries, you know, the glamorous and the celebrities, right? We see that on TV, and it makes us want the, you know, the most white teeth and the most straight teeth, and white teeth and straight teeth are great. Hey, I'm an orthodontist. I'm all about the white teeth and the straight teeth in particular, okay? So you don't have to tell me that it's awesome, but it hasn't always been that way, and it's not that way in every single different country around the world, and every different culture, particularly in Western society, is becoming more and more a norm to go through this, like, becoming a man or woman ritual where you have to go through braces to get straight teeth. Kind of a societal norm to some degree, or at least it's becoming more and more so. Maybe people would disagree about that, but we are definitely seeing more and more people, like it's been said, that want straight teeth, white teeth, beautiful bites. So what's interesting is that in this little image right here of this young lady, that picture perfect smile with that little dazzle right there, well, technically this young lady, although pretty, does not have a perfect smile, at least not yet. You'll notice that we're a little crooked there, and the teeth on the bottom are crooked, and she's got a gap between her top and her bottom teeth. Usually we want those to be a little bit closer. We don't want any significant open bites if possible. It takes a lot of work to fix that. So this is not the perfect smile, but everybody wants one. Oh, a lot of people want them.
But now teens are going around their parents' backs with a sneaky way to get the smile they want, and it's sending up red flags for orthodontists nationwide.
Nationwide. Okay, first off, it is not a good idea to go behind your parents' backs. We've all been kids before, so we know what that's like. But as an adult now, as a big kid adult now, and as a father, I recommend to all you children out there, don't go behind your parents' backs, especially for something like this. This really could end up becoming a real doozy. Let's hear what they have to say.
Kids are finding information on the internet and they're wanting to try something.
Dr. Robert?
A lot of people find stuff on the internet. Have you seen that one commercial? It's like, where'd you hear that? On the internet.
Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
And you believed it?
Yeah.
Not everything you learn on the internet is true and or should be followed. Let's see if this orthodontist talks about this, all right? This particular trend, maybe not so bueno.
Robert Selden has seen it all and says this alarming trend is so worrisome he posted an online warning for parents and their teens about do-it-yourself braces.
The risk you run doing something in your mouth is that if you mess up, then you could actually do harm that costs you substantially more money, like losing a tooth and trying to have to replace it.
Take a look at this x-ray. This guy took an electric drill to install screws in his teeth.
Please don't drill your own mouth.
Absolutely not.
That, I mean, albeit impressive and gutsy, I don't recommend that. Don't recommend that. I wonder what kind of drill he used though. Was it like one of those, like, you know, hand twister with like an electric drill? Hopefully those screws weren't rusty. And this orthodontist is absolutely correct, right? Although there's risks to so many different things, everything we do has risks, trade-offs, all right? For orthodontics, you might be saying, well, maybe I could save thousands of dollars if I could just do it myself. Yes, maybe there are certain aspects that you're like, hey, that's pretty simple. Maybe I could do it myself. But the risk is if it doesn't work, and not just doesn't work, but if it goes wrong or if something becomes an issue because of your efforts, it could cost you substantially more to fix the problem. So, excellent point by this orthodontist.
Sheldon says teens are getting these bad ideas from social media sites and YouTube, where some have posted step-by-step tutorials.
Wow, that kid looks like he is really like doing this behind his back. Darn those social media influencers. Those white hat wearing gray shirt do-gooding YouTubers.
And how-to guides. He says even though you can get
That girl looks really young.
a quick fix, your tooth is liable to fall out altogether over time and also lead to a
Whoa, that is bizarre. Okay, this little, it's a real thing, okay? Usually you don't see it with a supervised orthodontic treatment because it's being supervised. And unfortunately, you see that little rubber band up there at the top? Okay, so over time, it probably started up by the tooth, and then over time, either this gentleman like got used to it, wasn't paying attention to it, and it just popped all the way up there. And look, it's it went under the gums first, and then once it goes under the gums, you might not be able to see it for a while until the gums and the bone have been destroyed. You can start seeing that picture like the roots of the teeth. Oh, so sad.
mouth of pain.
If you put a rubber band around the teeth, it will squeeze the teeth slowly together.
Yes, that's true. So we are acknowledging that rubber bands can be used to squeeze the teeth, to move the teeth, to close space. It can happen.
The problem is that sometimes that rubber band will get lost and it'll start itching its way up the tooth and then under the gums, and then you can't see it and you can't get it out.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Actually, orthodontists will sometimes use what we call separators. It's not a rubber band, but it's an elastic, and we put it in between the teeth. Some of you that know, that are getting those metal rings around your teeth, or the expanders, check out our other video. Separators, or our separator video. Separators go in between the teeth to try and create space in between the teeth. So some people are just trying to use rubber bands to close spaces. We use rubber bands, kind of, in between the teeth to push the teeth apart, okay? Because they're elastic and the teeth spread to make room for that. Well, if you're not careful with those separators, right, and you're not being supervised, those separators can actually drop down in between the gums too and cause a similar problem to this. So you gotta make sure if you're getting separators that you are paying attention to it, and don't miss your appointments with your orthodontist so we can take them out when we need to.
That's what happened to David Campbell, and it turned into a near permanent nightmare for him.
I would do it at night and wake up in the morning, the rubber band would have disappeared. Come to find out that the rubber bands wrapped around the root of my teeth. My teeth actually ended up dying.
So it sounds like he was trying to pay attention and woke up in the morning after placing it at night and the rubber band was gone. Maybe he assumed that it had like fallen out, shot off, couldn't find it. And then later he found out that it had slipped up underneath his gums. And so it did look like there might have been two, multiple rubber bands down at the bottom of those teeth.
Do-it-yourself dentistry can cost as much as $50,000. Dentists say
$50 million?
It is a lot of money. Way more than orthodontic treatment with a supervised professional.
if you do try to fix your own teeth yourself, you could get some serious major infections or even lose a tooth altogether. I'm Mark Boyle reporting in North Charlotte. Now back to you.
Let's just point out that, especially in the front, these teeth right here, okay, very cosmetic. If you lose those teeth, and for those of you out there who don't have teeth or had it knocked out with trauma, something like that, you understand the significance of not having a tooth there. And then to try and place an implant or a bridge right there in the front of the smile, it's one of the most challenging situations to produce just a highly aesthetic result. So be careful. Think before you act. Measure the risks, the trade-offs. Okay, so do-it-yourself braces to close spaces with rubber bands. Excellent points. You saw an example there. It really can cause a lot of damage. It's not that it can't work to close space, all right? We're not saying that. It's just that if you decide to do it unsupervised, most orthodontists don't use this particular technique if they're trying to close a space. They might use the braces or the trays just because there's perhaps less risk associated with losing a piece like that rubber band and causing more damage. Okay, so if you have a space, I promise I'll take good care of you. Come find us in McKinney, Texas. We'd love to talk about straight teeth and beautiful bites. For those of you out there who are trying to close a space, closing spaces too. That's all I've got. Just a little PFOing so you know where you're going. Packard.